Hi guys, I want to talk to you about an important element of fantasy. So illustrations kind of go hand in hand with the genre of fantasy. And we kind of think about today special effects and science fiction. So fantasy was really the precursor to that. We are talking specifically about Alice in Wonderland and the illustrations within. There's been countless illustrations done. We'll just focus on one today. So what do you notice about this picture? Okay, some of you might notice the characters. You might say, well, Alice is looking at the caterpillar. The caterpillar is smoking something, right? He is on a mushroom. There's a bunch of grass. I don't know what you're going to tell me, okay? But illustrators make choices. They include content, layout, color, and other things that the illustrator wants to emphasize or analyze. So the first question we might ask ourselves is, what's the content? What do the pictures show, right? They show two main characters. Maybe they don't show the elements of the conversation in the text, for example. The layout, what is the illustration's perspective? It's kind of weird, right? Because we can't see Alice's face. We can see that she's looking up at the caterpillar and the caterpillar's looking down on her. The cord of the hookah kind of comes around and emphasizes the caterpillar and draws us in, right, to the caterpillar. Maybe you've noticed other things. So what colors does the illustrator use, right? If we have greens or we have blues, what do these colors suggest? When I think of blue, I think of something really peaceful and calming. When I think of green, I think of this emphasis of nature. How does the illustrator use light and shadow to emphasize some aspects and de-emphasize others? So maybe in your particular version of Alice in Wonderland, I know mine is in black and white. And so the emphasis is really the sketching, the amount of darkness I see in the caterpillar is emphasized over that of the mushroom or even Alice. So maybe it's those kinds of things. And if we look at it, it says the caterpillar and Alice looked at each other for some time in silence, right? And we can see that. At last, the caterpillar took the hookah out of its mouth and addressed her in a languid, sleepy voice, right? So maybe you say, hey, that kind of corresponds with what I'm seeing, right? Or kind of, if he's smoking something, maybe he really is feeling kind of sleepy. And then this idea of what they exclude, it says they looked at each other for a long time, right? And so we see Alice looking over there, but we can't see her facial expressions and we can't see the caterpillar's facial expressions. So that's kind of what's excluded, and it's kind of excluded in the text as well. So what I want you to ask yourself is, what is the relationship between the two, between the text and the illustrations, right? So some people might say, the pictures are accurate representations of the text. Some people might say that the illustrations give more information than the text. One person said that the pictures were scarier than the text, right? There's this one in your book where, the Duchess's baby turns into a pig, right? And someone said that's really scary. Like it looks scarier in the text than it does, it looks scarier in the illustrations than it does in the text. So what do you think is the prevalent relationship between the text and the illustrations in Alice in Wonderland? And if you don't have the same version as I do, that's fine. Just tell me what version you have, like who the illustrator is. So how does color, layout, and content help achieve this? This is going to be the first step to your essay. I hope this helps. Thanks.